Actually, the title of my presentation is a reference to an article written by Mark Andreessen in 2011. So I don't know if you know this guy, but he's a quite famous guy because he was a co-founder of Netscape, and he's today a board member in big companies like Facebook or HP. And in 2011, so it was a long time ago in our industry, he predicts the fact that the software will disrupt many aspects of the industry and even of the society. And I think it was totally true. And I will just focus on one thing, which is a consequence regarding the software aspects. Is, in my opinion, is regarding the impact on the speed. So let's take this example. Let's say 10 years ago, when you wanted to build a new product, you have to invest money first, of course, and then you start to earn money, you reach a financial balance point, and then you have a rather long harvest period. But what we are focusing right now is really a very short harvest period due to what we call an obsolescence squeeze. So the challenge for everyone, it's not only for telcos, it's really to launch innovation faster. Otherwise, you could miss some market opportunities. You must be cheaper as well to have a better return on investment. And you must be excellent in what you provide to the market regarding the quality of the service, because it really drives the peak of the curve upward. So what changed? In fact, we moved from a model when we had a quite rather large, long harvest period to a new way of working where we need to repeat cycle of unique value creation. So we must behave as what we call serial innovator, which sounds really familiar to agility also and to many aspects of the software. So Orange is provide TV solutions to 14 different countries with a large number of subscribers. So 12 million include both mobile and IPTV. In France, we have 6 million of subscribers on IPTV. And for maybe between 8 and 10 years, we have chosen to follow what we call a best-of-breed strategy. So it means that we select the best components that fit our needs, and we also made what we cannot find on the market because it's too early or because it's too specific to our business. And just to give you an example, in France, where our platform is the most complex, we have between 40 and 50 different components for the service platform. So if I come back to the challenge and the speed, in fact, in my opinion, the challenge today is really to go faster to the market, and we have been quite good on the build side. And what we want to achieve is really to go faster also on the last part of the production of new features. So it's not only possible due to DevOps. DevOps is part of the answer, but it's not the only answer. You must be able to launch, to upgrade some part of your service platform independently, and to avoid the bottleneck of end-to-end testing, which is often a very huge challenge. So to reach that strategy, we are evolving more and more on microservices to have more flexibility in our service platform. So the intent of this talk is not to go deeper in microservices on the technical aspects. I invite you to read, there is an excellent book which has been written by Sam Newman on the subject, or Martin Fowler is also the famous guy on that, and you can read many articles or watch video on YouTube on that. So just for the talk, I will just simply say that you can consider it's independent small components which are working together. On small, often you can raise the question, how small? And in fact, small potential definition is software that fits in your head. It means that if you are a newcomer in the team, it will not take 6 months just to understand the system, but it can start very, very easily. Working in that way imply many things. You must have loose coupling between your components. Your design regarding the architecture of your service platform is probably changing, evolving during the time very often. And you have also an impact regarding the governance, because it's not only a technical choice, it impacts the organization, because it fits better with cross-functional teams. When you have teams with different jobs, like Scrum Master, Dev, Tester, Ops, on behaving that way, in fact, you are more efficient because you let the team taking the right decision without to go too high in the hierarchy to take some decision, which is a way to limit the on-off between the different components of the value chain. In microservices, you have also decentralized data management. It means that you have no one single database, but you have many different data repositories, which bring also some challenges, but which bring also many opportunities. So that's a slide on the different challenges that it brings. Like any choice here, you have pros and cons, of course. So microservices is a way to reach the market faster, but you have an impact on the culture, even within the company, as I mentioned, organizational aspects. Your system is really distributed, so it means that you must take care, you must design for failure, because it's sure that failure will occur, so you must follow some design pattern like circuit breaker or bulkhead. When you are developing in the cloud, it's the same challenges, in fact. The cloud is not as secure or bare metal in your own premises. So yeah, it's really an impact on your architecture. It brings also many challenges on the monitoring, because you will monitor potentially many different microservices, and for the ops, the consequence is quite important. And there is often this question, because as soon as you are working with microservices, you can wonder if it means that you must always make your own microservices, or if you could rely also on a third-party component. So to answer this question, I just wanted to share that chart. In fact, it represents the value chain. So you can start from the customer point of view, and you will see that in the vertical direction, it's the visibility of the value chain. And on the horizontal direction, this is the evolution, so the timeline. Finally, when you enter in the market, often you have no off-the-shelf products, so you must make by yourself. It means you are, in general, in an unpredictable area. Things are moving very fast, but it's also a way to differentiate from your competitors. Then later, the market is getting more and more mature, and so you have product on the shelves, and maybe it makes sense to rely on products. And then when the market is really mature, it's really on commodity, and you are really on low margin, and there is no value to invest a lot on that from your perspective, because you are always looking for your differentiation. On that representation of the value chain, you could imagine that we can have a parallel with a service platform as well, because it means that in the service platform, you may have some components which are maybe legacy, but they do the job, and you even if your service platform will not be perfect, you must live with that. And you can add some microservices on your service platform. In our case, it was more to build by ourselves, but you can find also off-the-shelf microservices or components if you want to rely on innovative third-party companies as well. I wanted to share that regarding agility because it was a very good return on experience. So it was not good at all, to be frank, 4 years ago. So we had very bad experience with Ericsson, but I'm not blaming Ericsson. It's never black and white. As you know, it was more regarding organization. And we were in very tough situation on a component which is a content management system, because the solution was very brittle. We had to wait 12 months before pushing a new feature on the field. We had a release every year, so we had many conflicts between Ericsson and also, to be frank, within Orange, because it was a very tough situation. And today, it's maybe one of the parts of the service platform where it works the best. We have a stable, very stable solution. We have a 4 months lead time, which means that it takes 4 months between when you request something and when it reaches the market. And we have a release every month, and we have a very good ambience between Orange and Ericsson with almost the same people. I would say 80% of the same people. So which really interesting because there is a guy who is named Craig Larman, and he explains that culture follows structure. It means that the impact of the organization on how people work together is huge. So to achieve that, what we did, in fact, we had one team with mixing people from Orange and Ericsson, one program instead of having many different projects requesting something, one budget per year instead of having several budgets. We put on the table that mistakes were possible, and we were not chasing a guilty guy or company, and it was a way to have everyone on board. So it relied on many agility concepts, and it was really successful. But I think the key message around that is really that we built a really trustworthy relationship between the two teams, and it changed dramatically the efficiency to push new features in the field. So my key messages for today are, first of all, software is eating the world, as I mentioned in the introduction. And I wanted to point out that telcos are also embracing that software mindset. And it's not only in the TV part. I selected on purpose more network-centric example like 5G, SDN, and NVIDIA OpenStack. We are deeply involved in OpenStack, for example. If you see chief like in the US or regarding AT&T, for example, there are also or Comcast has been mentioned yesterday regarding RGK on how they really embrace that spirit. In my opinion, the breadth of breed strategy is key for us to be innovative, and I believe it's really the trend for tier 1 telcos. But it's not a short-term strategy. I mean, it's not only we select a new design for the architecture. You have also many impacts regarding the organization and the culture of your company. You must really focus on value and differentiation, which is also key in agility. And I wanted to give that strong message as well, which is microservices approach is also relevant for vendors because they could build their own solution relying on microservices, and even if they sell it as a turnkey solution or as a service solution, it's really a packaging approach. As far as I know, Pixel is following that strategy, for example. And it's also give you an opportunity to sell your microservices to maybe to some tier 1 telcos. So having that strategy, it's a way to address different markets, to address tier 1 telco following a best of breed approach, and so other potential telcos looking for a more turnkey solution. And last thing, when I discuss with some vendors, sometimes they say yes, but because from a technical point of view, microservices, it's a loose coupling between microservices. It means that you can change the component really easily. So technically speaking, yes, but in fact there is only the technical aspects we are not changing on any company will not change its partner every 2 weeks. So I invite them to consider Trust as a new login.